I love that word.
Curator. We can talk about that, yeah. Hello, my name is Najib Amini, and I'm a curator at Flipboard. And with us for our Films That Flip series are T Bone Burnett and Oscar Issac from the movie Inside Llewyn Davis. Just to start off, Oscar, this is a big role for you for particularly 2 or 3 different reasons. You have a big musical role in this. It's your first lead, and it's the Coen brothers. What was that like?
It's kind of mind-blowingly amazing. I couldn't believe my luck, really. It was the single most important moment of my career so far as both a musician and an actor. And so it was really a dream come true to be able to do that and to be able to work with T Bone.
And T Bone, what's interesting about this movie is the plot, in that there isn't really a plot. It's just sort of a story that exists. But what fills up that plot is the soundtrack, and that there are multiple scores with Oscar performing as Llewyn Davis. What was it like curating for this particular movie in terms of selecting this song or that song?
Well, the Coens had chosen the first 2 songs out of Dave Van Ronk's repertoire, which were both songs appropriate to the story they were telling, Hang Me, about a guy ready to die and then having second thoughts and talking about himself. And then the second one, If I Had Wings, written by, or a record by these Timlin and Davis, one of whom had jumped off, which bridge was it?
George Washington.
And decidedly didn't have wings. So that sort of set the story in motion, and also you meet the character through that song. And through those 2 songs, it became very clear who this guy was, to have him be that, because that certainly isn't. Hang Me, Oh Hang Me would never be a hit song. It was an old. Where did that song come from?
I don't really know, but yeah, it was even not one of Van Ronk's popular songs.
Yeah, it was just, but it fit the story, and then so everything else grew out of that. Everything else grew out of that character, and then it became, what would this character that we already know, what would he do in this moment? So that was a process of a lot of conversations and a lot of thought and a lot of listening over a period of several months, actually, to get the rest of the songs in the right sequence. It all hopefully looks seamless and effortless, but it was kind of effortless, really. What's hard about listening to music?
And you sort of mentioned in previous interviews that we're catching Llewyn Davis at sort of a tough time, and in that, and I guess this goes to both of you, this sort of cycle that most artists go through.
Well, I mean, for some, it's the one period of time is their entire life too. That happens as well. So yeah, this is a moment for him where he's just really in an existential crisis, where the constant refrain of what are you doing and why are you doing this is echoing in his head, and he's ready to give it up. And there was something that Van Ronk said at one time too, that if I could have given up, I would have on many occasions, but something would happen and it would keep me in it, and I'm glad that happened. But yeah, he's in a real difficult position.
And I'm sure you get this question a lot, but this is sort of looking at the folk scene before Dylan. Would Llewyn Davis, could he make it today?
Actually, I want to say I think he will make it today. Mm-hmm. You see? I think Llewyn Davis will make it today because, I don't think he would have made it back then in that old technology. I think in this new technological environment he will make it, because we're breaking him transmedia. You see, if we're talking about Llewyn Davis as an entity, right? We're pretending he's real, because he is real. Now he is real because he's transmedia, right? So I think he will make it, and I think he'll make it because he's good, and I think he'll make it because a community of people put a great deal of energy into creating this character that's compelling and good, and will stand for a long time, right? Is that a good answer?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for